the thing now is how are they going to do what they call international exchange of currency
Mhm.
if everybody's back to it's a one-to-one value everywhere you go? So they're trying to look at the stability of the economy so
Yeah.
that when they set exchange rate, it should come out in the end a fair exchange, a
Yeah.
equivalent exchange, not
Mhm.
a superior or inferior.
Yeah, because $1 of US is about right now it's like 5.6 reais in Brazil. Yeah. So they're
It,
trying to
that
even,
mean
yeah.
that mean their dollar is effed up.
Oh, it is. Like it's wonderful when you're here, but it's really terrible for them. It's not fair. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. So let's kind of turn the topic of discussion to what's happening. I don't watch Super Bowls, monkey balls, you know what I mean? Balls of mass destruction. Everybody wanted to watch the Super Bowls. But Kendrick Lamar did
Mhm.
a performance, and I usually don't watch it the night of the Super Bowl because I don't want to get entranced by the socially engineered mind control programming. But I did get a chance to watch with the Zombies last night or today rather, and I found it really fascinating. The things that he did during the Super Bowl, the imagery of the PlayStation with the X, and I'm going to ask you some questions because we came upon something like 4 a.m. with the Zombies. He had the X, the triangle, and the O. He had the PlayStation, because this is the game of the Matrix. He had Poor Soul, you know what I mean? Looking like a man, bleached skin. Did you not know that bleaching should be illegal? Come on now. Like Mr. Serena, I don't know if her ball. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rod. Let me pull back. Let me pull back. Okay, I'm gonna behave myself. Okay. Okay, let's go to the performance. What do you think about the performance, Rod? Like, I thought it was really ritualistic. The words he was saying. I mean, I'm a big hip hop fan, but his verbiage was powerful. But there was some mind control programming in there. Can I get a little bit of a breakdown of what you perceive that ritualistic performance was
Well,
about?
first thing I gotta tell you is I didn't watch it. I still haven't watched it.
See, you're like me. Yeah, I didn't watch
I
it as
still haven't
well.
watched it.
Yeah.
The second thing is that the code didn't come out in the outcome of the game. It came out in the outcome of the performance.
What do you
And we
mean?
was expecting the Chiefs to win.
I wasn't because I didn't expect them to win because we found out that the Eagles was the year it was founded, the Eagles is a snake, and that the Hawks were a pig, and it's the enemy year of the pig. So I kind of presume that a snake team would win. So Philly, we kind of discussed it before it happened, so I assume Philly might win.
Yeah, well, most of us because we've been watching the Chiefs, right? I was hoping that this would be the years for the Lions finally, but it turned out when they was once they was done because they represent the kings of the North,
Oh, okay.
right? The lion symbolism is the king,
Hmm.
right? The bear symbolism is the nomad. You know, you know, you don't f with them people over there. Stand out here in the woods by itself. The symbolism for the eagle is also the symbolism of a high chief.
Yes.
My conflict came in is when I was looking at chiefs on both sides of the game,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they're both
right? So,
Chiefs, yeah.
and the obvious thing is to go with the one that actually called them chiefs in the name, but we didn't call them chiefs. That's an exonym.
That's what they call them. That's not an H.
Every, right. So our tribes, for their tribal leader, had a different term that represent a leader.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, in the Washita, theirs was called Miku,
Mm.
right? And sometimes they name is enough to designate who they are because everybody in the tribe know them. And then they would, like, for instance, we use the term Sonny. Sonny is he born to be a chief, especially if he wasn't born named Sonny and he picked that name up. Everybody started calling him Sonny,
Yeah.
Sonny Boy, Son Son.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he was
imbuing
born to
that
be a chief.
energy. Yeah,
He was,
he's imbuing that energy. Yeah,
yeah. Now you got to do is look his birth date up and check the stellar alignments, and you will know what type of chief he is, what
that's
he
right.
came to do,
That's right.
what they call
Mhm.
your astrological chart. So the astronomy and astrology go together in order to read the numbers on the ground,
Absolutely. I found it really
right?
interesting with the game was symbolic, but I want you to see it. I'm gonna wait until you get a chance to see it so we can.
Let's do a little background on Kendrick. You see him standing on his car,
The
right?
what? The what?
The standing on the car. The car was the name of the album was the same name as the car.
Okay.
He used that car. I think that was his first car.
Okay.
Okay, now we had to go back to at what point do we know Kendrick is one of the Chiefs? If
Well,
you go back
mm,
about 2020, not long after Kobe artificial crash, um, not long after that, Kendrick had a big LA concert and he invited the OG from every set in California all up and down into Arizona. He invited them personally, like he had his team calling them up, who your OG? And sent some of them even sent them the tickets.
I had chills when you said that.
When they all get there, every one of the top tier California rappers
Mhm.
came and they spoke on Kendrick's behalf and passed him the torch.
Mm,
That was a big event that 99.5% of us over here missed. We didn't know what we was looking at. That was
mm,
an actual coronation of a chief to unify a whole tribal um, network, a network of tribes
mhm.
that had been warring against each other, never knowing that the only reason they was warring against each other is the enemy turned them against each other through
Mhm.
infiltration.
Coot him out. Yeah, coot him out.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they find out what was going on and how the infiltration was working, they knew who the stand-up OGs was and they knew who the frauds was. And this is how they know how to tell the youngsters, the soldiers, how to move, right? And
Mhm.
back then, I had got a knock from the OGs out there say, what's the smartest thing we can do out here to destabilize the enemy? I said, hit him in the pockets.
Every time. Every
Hit him
time.
in the pocket.
That's the
Don't hit
currency.
him in the head. Don't kill nobody. Hit him
Their
in the
currency is their
pockets.
currency. Yeah.
Look, after Wall Street crashed in 1929, they was jumping out of windows. Hit him
Oh,
in the pockets,
absolutely. 80s too. 80s too.
right? Exploit the law and hit them in the pocket. So what they do? They would have what they call store runs. 1,000 people run hit Nordstrom. Boom. 1,000 people hit the jewelry store. Boom. It's too many people that the local security is overwhelmed and the police don't got time to get there and enough mass before they get out. Hit the freights. All of it was going on. I was reporting on it in real time because I was pointing to the weaknesses in their system. They can exploit one or two of us, but when we make moves as a collective, there's
Yes,
nothing they can do but stand down.
absolutely.
So, up on, I think it was San Francisco mayor issued an order to the police that if they see a mass action movement, don't engage.
I remember that.
If
Yeah.
they go in the store and take the whole store, don't engage. Let them have it. Ain't nothing we can do about it.
I didn't understand that because they were saying, like, I didn't understand why they were letting that happen.
Right. They was letting it happen for two reasons. Insurance gonna pay the store owner. He not gonna lose.
That's right. That's right. They're
The
coming.
second reason is if we moving in that much of a mass, they scared we got the troops waiting in the background.
Oh,
They
wow.
too organized. You can't organize 1,000 niggas to do nothing together like that unless they know they're finna defeat their enemy. They already is aware of that. They was aware of it before it happened.
But why? Let me ask you a question. There was like a lunar white couple, a
Mhm.
woman that supposedly was heading the like contracting young brown children to go and rob these stores. You think that was a cover story or trying to create a narrative that was to explain that what was happening so that no one knew what really was occurring?
She probably was doing it for real. You ever heard of the Weather Underground?
No.
The Weather Underground during the time of the Panthers had made an allegiance with the Panthers, and they was all pale faced middle class, upper middle class students who thought that the way that the people of the land was being treated was egregious.
Mm,
And they knew that the government was fraudulent because they hear their parents talking.
that's right. That's
So
right.
they was coming out of Michigan.
Oh, wow.
They made alliance with Panthers as far as California and New York.
Mm,
You know who Patty Hearst was, right?
yeah, yeah.
Right. So Joseph Sinclair he was the founder of the Symbionese Liberation Army. His real name was Calvin DeFreeze,
Okay.
Mr. Freeze. Right. So once she got indoctrinated, that's what they say, she didn't never forget what she learned. Now remember, she come from the Hearst family, one of the richest families and media moguls on the land.
Absolutely.
That's why she was picked. But he wasn't supposed to do that. That's not what the trainers, the handlers from the CIA that taught him mind control in San Quentin. That's not what they told him to do. He was supposed to use that influence to get people with this skin color
Hmm.
into an army format to fight Manson's family.
That's right. That's right.
Charles Manson was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that." So they had to lock him up and affect the global economy. You ain't have to worry
What's
about
up,
that.
Chief?
What's going on with you, Chief?
Man, wow. I just sent my request, man. That's crazy. You all right?
Yeah, a lot of them don't be going through, man. A couple people went out and requested to come in a couple times. They ain't came in yet.
You want to know something, man? I'm gonna share this real quick before we even start. So I be Uber. I'm in Michigan. I'm in right now I'm in Roseville. I be Ubering,
Hmm.
right? Every time a Pontiac ride pop up, I try to take it. I'm like, I hope I bump into Chief.
Listen, inbox me. I'm right up the street from you.
For sure. Oh, I'm hit. I'm hit. I know. I'm hit. But man, that's crazy. I was just vibing with what you was talking about with the OG. I was just vibing with that, and I'm like, wow, they speaking right to me because everything that you was saying, I'm going through. Like, fell out with two of my close friends. One, my brother, he was my foster brother. All over $25, bro.
Was
25.
your relation was your relationship with him more valuable than $25?
To me, it was because what's money?
Okay, you gonna let that go?
It's the way people play you though. You right though. And then I did try to like bro, what's up with that? Because your word is your word. So when I call you and I mention something, you like, oh, I got you later on today. I'm like, dang, especially when I could use it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't rich, but I look out for people because
But you know,
if I
but when you realize that you really couldn't afford to give it to him, it ain't his fault. You 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 abused yourself and misused yourself.
trying to help
Yeah,
others,
and, and
that's my problem.
yeah,
I'm, I'm a Gemini, so it's like it's in me. Like I feel happy when I
but you
make
gotta
other
apply
people happy.
one rule, and Pac had to learn this too. Um, as a Gemini, y'all got that giving spirit. You always want to see everybody, but you got to take care of you first. You're not qualified to help nobody until you help you first. If you're not in the position where you can be lending people money that's gonna hurt you later on, you can't afford to lend it to them.
That's deep what you said. That key word or key words later on, because I'll be having it to where I can give it, but at that moment. But like you said, the later on when I need it back, you told me you was gonna pay me back Friday or whatever the case is. I needed that Friday or whatever, That was deep.
Hmm. Well, why next time they say I'm gonna pay you back Friday, say you know what, I'm just gonna hold on to it till Friday.
Mm.
Because you put yourself in the adversarial position towards somebody you care about, risking the relationship to give them something you can't afford to let them have.
Okay. So if the relationship fall apart based on me saying I ain't got it or I can't give it, it ain't meant for me to be messing with them anyway, huh?
No, that's because then it becomes selfish agenda on their part. You have to know what your situation is. You can't help somebody from a losing position. You can't if Like if you got a hole in your gas tank, you can't keep giving everybody a ride for $1 when it costs you 200 to fill it up, and it's gonna run right back out anyway. You got to make sure your tank's secure before you start putting out. That way, when you don't care about it, it makes room for the reciprocity to kick in and to come back. You might not
It was
see
never
how it's gonna come back, but don't worry about that part. The part you worry about is I'm in the position, it's not gonna hurt me. Yeah, I don't even want it back, dog. We ain't finna put our relationship through that struggle. It's not necessary. Yeah.
That's deep. I never heard that before. Like I never looked at situations from that perspective before until I just heard you speaking before I got on here.
Yeah. It's
I'm
them,
wow.
them lessons my father taught me, man. This is why when I be teaching a lot of stuff, I be teaching stuff that I learned in my family first, and then I connect all of the dots with other information using the unified field theory. And it make me easier to assimilate the lessons that my parents gave me. And that takes me back to my mama used to always tell me, honor your mother and your father, and your days may be long on this earth. You get wisdom from both sides. You mostly get knowledge from dad and wisdom from mama, but the knowledge from dad ties you back to mama's wisdom. So when I come on here and I tell people stuff like what I'm telling you now, you can't do that because you setting yourself up for failure, and it's too much of a struggle as it is not to create adverse conditions that we don't have to create. Brandy, you bet you absolutely right. That's why we need the chiefs to walk the land, because I'm still needing my elders for proper guidance. And I know that the youth under me gonna need elders for proper guidance. And even when I make mistakes, because sometimes I might pronounce the wrong book that I got something out of or something, and people be thinking I don't know what I'm talking about. But I got so much information to sift through that sometimes it don't always come out accurately. But if you listen to what I'm saying, you can research the subject matter of what I'm saying. The perspective I'm giving you is how I see what I've taken in by reading the historical narrative and seeing the results of what's playing on around me. And then, if you know what A, B, and C is, it's going to show you what D, E, and F is. But if you don't know what A, B, and C is, you just stuck at C trying to get to D.
Yeah. I've been aligning myself with like my purpose. I feel like it's through music. Cause like I make some nice beats. My music, like I'm not rapping. Um what everybody else do. I don't even just rap. I consider myself a music artist because I paint beats with my voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like my calling is dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in music, whether it's either going to school and getting the full whatever the top degree in that, to like I know you can heal through music and stuff like that. I want to go as deep as that, not just making beats and entertainment purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
it's naturally me.
yeah, so this as long as that's what you call following your heart's desire, right? We all have an artistic ability. Very few of us follow that as a means to develop our income or our lifestyle or anything. But once the ones of us that do is only focused on the money, they're not doing it for the love of the art. And they quality is going to always be lacking when they put it up against somebody who loved the art. Hey, Crystal.
We just witnessed that happen,
Mhm.
huh? Man.
Love of the art gonna always outshine the love of the money.
That's
J. Cole.
dope. I kind of already figured that though. Like I never been pressed about the money. I always, since I started doing music in 7th grade, I was like, good dope sell itself.
Yeah. And
So that
then,
was always my
yeah.
approach.
As a musician, you got tools of a magician in your hand when you making beats. You just don't know it yet. You
I learned that from Daylight.
you can program the song that every time it get a spin, it's contagious. So they got to share it by putting it in your lyrics. You can literally say that in the song and motherfuckers gonna share it. especially if the quality matched the arrogance.
Man, it kind of do, and it's like natural. I used to write, now I punch, and I master how I want to say certain stuff. I do like 15, 20 takes just to say one bar because I wanted to hit right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
And then
deep.
that's also the purpose of stacking.
You got multiple
Yeah.
versions in there.
When you layer that track, it makes the voice richer and um, more. It stands out more. Hold on one second.
That's deep.
Somebody in the comments asked me about tarot cards. This is my Talisman Oracle deck. This is my crystal deck. The crystal deck is actually is the um it's like a collector card for a stone. They got all the crystals, tell you the back, but you can use these in oracle readings. This is my gold deck. No,
I've been
this ain't
seeing
the
a lot of
gold deck. This just another deck. My gold, I got a gold deck in here. This is an oracle deck. This is my gold deck. I like these bad boys. I read these, they were so potent.
man. I want to pick on something that I heard you say several times.
Mhm.
You said the kids got it.
Yes.
I
You
believe it.
the youth got it, man. I can hear it in the new music that's coming out. They ain't talking about trap spot. They don't give a fuck about no trap spot. They don't care about no booty shaking. All they know is about this land. This is a training deck, tarot training deck. This is Egyptian deck.
They all work differently, like hit different aspects or whatever.
The energy is different for each deck. Look, these Trivial Pursuit cards. I know my tarot reading so how cold I can use these cards, these regular cards from Trivial Pursuit, and I can do an oracle read from them.
From Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, it's my universal wisdom oracle deck. Right now, I ain't got so good at them. It be spooky when I read them. Right, I be shook.
You said that like last week. I seen you say that on something recently, like probably within a month time. I heard you say that you don't like messing with them like that because it was something dealing with that.
Yeah, that should be spooky accurate. Look, I can listen to a tarot reader and I can fill in the blanks of what they missing by listening to how they interpret the deck.
Only certain people could play with. Like you got to have a certain ability to be able to. I ain't gonna say play with them, but to read the energy from those
Those
cards,
are
right?
the tarot cards are training tools for clairvoyance and clairaudience. So imagine that you wanted to develop your psychic abilities. You can use the tarot deck as the training tool to feel and read the energy. Once you use them for a while, like now, I can see the tarot cards. If I'm in tarot mode when I'm walking down the street, I can see the tarot cards play out in front of me.
Real time.
Mhm.
That's fire.
So they read with regular decks too. I got a gold and silver regular deck for reading too.
So what regular deck mean?
Regular deck is a standard 52 card deck. Those are all lower arcana and court cards. There's no what they call major arcana in them. So you reading what's known as the pip cards.
Okay, okay.
Love this deck though. Talisman Oracle.
That's your favorite one. That's top in top five. That's number one.
I don't know if it's number one, but I love these bad boys. I like the art design.
Ooh.
And on the back, they got like all that the feel of them because they're not made out of paper.
Yeah.
And this is an Oracle deck. It's not a standard tarot deck.
I'm gonna have to look all that up.
Yeah. And a lot of decks come with a mini booklet, a guide to how to read, right? But you have to, once you get to the point where you can learn how to write your own interpretation method, that's when your skills gonna take off. That's when they blow up.
Life might take me to that. The universe might lead me to doing it because I did my own birth chart.
I know how to do I read runes, oracle, tarot, but and I read numerology, gematria. See, numerology is the meaning of the numbers.
That's what Dale be doing, right?
Right. No, he be doing gematria. Gematria is the number code within any given thing. Everything on earth has a number code tied to it. No matter what we do, it's going to be numbers tied to it. All of the alphabets have numerical values. Different languages, the numerical value vary across languages. So you be able to do the gematria and know what the meaning of the numbers is, and it'll literally tell you something like direct.
For days, right? Since you on the numbers, for days, I keep catching my birthday. I keep catching 6:15. It's in the time though. It's only in the clock. Like I just randomly look up and it'd be 6:15.
Mm-hmm. That's 66. That's you rising up. 6 is man, 7 is perfected man. 66 is the man searching for his path. 666 is the man has found his path and he's looking to become a 7 now.
Wow. That's deep because I did my name too. I did my name. Kamal, it's an Arabic name. It means perfection or completeness. And it says something about it aligns with me searching for my purpose or whatever, right? Middle name Gabriel. That's what it said, God is my strength or something like that. And then it said messenger protector.
Mm-hmm.
Last name don't really matter because you know that came from you know where that came from.
It still matters.
Cottrell.
Mm-hmm. Cottrell is not a European name. You should look it up.
I looked it up. They didn't tell me. It didn't tell me much. I'm gonna look it up again. It didn't tell me much about Cottrell.
How you spell?
Kittrell.
You know what? That's probably why, because your family changed the name of it. Because I mean the spelling of it. Yeah, because the name Cottrell, Cottrell.
Okay, that's the original.
Yeah. And then you got variations: Kittle, literal, Cottrell, Buttrell, Littrell, Kettell, Cottrell. They say these are European surnames, but they're not saying what they mean.
See, that's what happened with me.
Hold on. taken to a settlement in Europe called the Cottrell Settlement, which is located between Preston and Garstang in the county of Lancashire. The Domesday Book of 1086 lists this place as Catrihala. Yeah, so it's a lot of ways you can look that name up, but as it's given as Catrell from Catral, um, the CAT is the cat, TER is the terror earth, and the AL is the EL, which is the Moors of Europe.
My artist name, I did my artist name too, which is the name that you see, which is my Facebook name, right? And it's double meaning. So I just randomly made that name one
What
day,
is it?
and Gang God. I made that one word, Gang God,
Mhm.
space coding, and I broke that got that name defined to me, and I'm like, bro, how do I keep doing this? Like
Yeah,
I keep
I'm gonna take it a little further for you. Gang, G is the seventh letter, mean master. Ang is the avatar.
okay.
So look at your rap name again. Chosen avatar, a god.
Man, the double meaning that I got was like a statement to the world. Gang God.
It is. Because that's a message that you want your music to carry with it. Look, my rap name is my real name, is the name that I gave myself. It's Morpheus Mysticus Magus. The name Morpheus, Morpheus, is an alchemically infused name. So if I would have stayed with the music, when you have 100,000 people saying more free us, more
Mm,
free us, right?
mm,
And it's the whole alchemical breakdown. I had did a post on it some years ago, but the alchemical breakdown is to free us from the dirty Moors, to free us more than we were before when they came. We want to get back to liberation. So you put the code in the name. So when the people chanting the name, they empowering you to act on their behalf to give them liberation. It
I
was
feel
it
that. I
was
respect that.
it made me when I was getting the name together, what made it so what made me do it that way is I was learning the power of sigils, and I was learning the power of mass groups of people channeling the energy frequency. So while I was doing that, and I was like, yeah. So if I do, because I got skills.
Hmm.
So
I could believe it.
while I was sitting there putting my skills together, and I was trying to come up with a name, I said I want something that if I could get thousands of people say it, it'd be tied to our liberation, right? And that's what made me pick the name Morpheus.
Something else. I forgot what I was about to say. It might come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
dang, I don't be wanting to cut you off because I be needing that. Like this whole conversation, I need that, man. That just turned me up. I'm probably about to get up and make some music in a minute when we get off here.
Yeah. Sigil is code. You write an app for the brain when you write in the sigil. That's a good science to learn. And then once you know how to write them, you can go use old sigils been charged by elders over a prolonged period of time. You can use them and even draw from the power of the ancients that way.
Oh, you just brought it back to me when you mentioned the ancients. That's crazy. So, um, I came to the conclusion that My spirit animal is the wolf, the lone wolf.
How'd you come to that conclusion?
Okay, I told you I make beats. So soon as soon as you push play, you're gonna hear a wolf holler. Howl. I don't know what made me like that idea, but every beat I make, that's how it start off. You're gonna hear a wolf howling and going into the beat or whatever. I resonated more with it when I was presented with a selection of different animals that could have possibly been my spirit animal. And I looked at all of them, read like the reason why they felt that was a match for me, and I'm like, well, the only one I truly resonate with is the wolf, because I already, before I had that conversation, I already was using the wolf for years in my beats. And then my mentality, like I love the idea of a pack, but for some reason, I don't know if I intimidate people. I don't know if my energy just, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what's the sign behind that, but friends, family, I'm isolated. Like, it wasn't by choice. Now it's becoming more by choice because I'm more wiser, and I just don't want to be around all the sleep talk and, people paying attention to things that don't matter. People not caring about what they eat and their health and stuff like that. I care about this stuff because it affects you. But a lot of people, they hit me with the, oh, we gonna die anyway. Oh, you can't stop nothing. Which, you know what I'm saying?
So
I just,
wait, pump the brakes right there. We gonna die anyway. Let's deal with that. We gonna die anyway, but that means you gotta stop living because you gonna die one day.
that'd be my point. Or stop fighting. You know what I'm saying? They content, they pacified the system, then pacified a lot of my family, for one, because I don't have not one that I could really talk to genuinely about like how we talking, or share them your videos and they really understand. The mindset I got right now, I feel like I can go to school for anything because I comprehend stuff. I never been like no dummy or nothing like that. I dropped out of school. I got my GED though on my own time while still being in the streets. I just woke up one morning like, you know what, let me go do this for my mama. You know what I'm saying? Went down there, passed the test, first try, flying colors. Passed every test, flying colors.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did in the county. I got my GED in the county. But I was sitting there and I was like, shit, I ain't got nothing else to do. Lady, Miss Morgan is her name. She was my Miss Freeman was her name. She was sitting up there and she was asking anybody, she was first she just started handing out homework, math paper, English papers. She was passing them out. She was assessing the grade level. She called me up there after I did some assignments. She said, "You want to take your GED?" I said, "I ain't never thought about it." She said, "I think you can pass it." I said, "You think I can pass it?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Let me do a couple more homework assignments, get in shape for it, and I tried." She said, "That's good because it's going to take about 2 weeks and then you'll be able to go down there and take it." I went down there and took it and passed it. That's my highest education. Oh, I got a couple certificates in culinary arts and janitorial services when I was locked up, but formal education, I got a GED. I call it my guerrilla educational degree because I had to use guerrilla tactics to self-educate. They didn't know what I was doing, but I did. Yeah.
You gotta, you gotta enlighten me on that guerrilla tactics.
Yeah. So the guerrilla tactics is the smaller force fighting the superior force need a different set of strategy and tactics as the superior force to fight the smaller force. So they resort to what's known as guerrilla warfare. And it's generally characterized as a small band of soldiers joining together to fight a superior force.
Okay.
My cousin said I was always smart in school anyway. Yeah, I was in special ed the whole time. Yeah,
Man, I needed
yeah,
this. I needed
yeah.
this.
Hey, I'm gonna let you drop down. I'm gonna take I think another caller or two, then I'm gonna call it a night.
For sure. I appreciate you to help me with so much,
For
man.
sure, for sure,
Thank you.
man. I appreciate being able to help.
Respect, Chief.
For sure. I'll catch you later.
Yep.
Sydney Bailey. I wouldn't go through. James Taylor. What's going on with you, T?
You know I had to chime in right quick. What's going on? How you doing today? You all right?
Man, I'm smooth, peaceful.
Yep.
Loving my people.
Chat, how y'all doing, chat? Glad to see y'all checking out Uncle Rod, man. We're making him feel good. Hey, Uncle Rod, I do got a question though this time.
Yes, sir.
Check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we about to do this on the air, right? The Neuralink thing. Do you think there's anybody in the conscious community that is Neuralink? Big question. I got smoke. I got smoke, I got smoke now.
Listen, I don't care. I don't care about them people in the conscious community.
I mean, I feel that. Definitely, I feel that. That's why I asked that question. Cause I got a couple I've been watching.
I'm gonna tell you,
and I've been
like
looking
this.
like,
I know at least one of them is an android.
And I already know one of them you talk about. Don't worry about it. I'm on point. I already know. I look at his eyes every time I look at him. I'm like, why this nigga eyes like that, dog? It don't make sense. And he's stuck on one thing and one. You know what I'm talking about, but we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But then okay, another question, right? Have you ever heard of the Infinite Terror Map?
Yeah. That came from a fictional novel written by a Mexican author in Spanish.
Nos Confunded, right? That's Nos Confunded.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this? The custodians and what he was talking about on it, the Giants, the Anakim.
It's fictional. Listen, what I'm telling you. It's a fictional.
I'm listening.
It's a fictional novel. One of my elders, Dr. John Henry Clark, say a statement doesn't have to be true to carry some truth in it.
That's all I needed to hear, OG. Because I'm very much aware of my discernment. My discernment is great, like off the charts. I don't know what they call it, neuromancing, or I know it ain't necromancy. I know a neuromancer is like kind of seeing into the future a little bit. I've been kind of listening to a couple of y'all talk about these things, and I've been studying like Priestess Set Raw. I've been listening to her. I've been listening to a couple of y'all now in the cut, and I've been hearing y'all, and it registers with me. You know, I showed you some of my I showed you some pictures of, so I be deep out there. Now, in Kentucky, my dad was in the Army. We were in Kentucky. I thought we was in Germany, but when I relayed the event back to my dad, he was sitting on the porch. He was like, nah, nigga, we was in Kentucky. I was like, oh, you were stationed in Kentucky. You're right. Okay. But we had these Roman columns in our house, in the living room. There was a hallway to the right that led to the bedrooms and everything. There was a TV on. We were watching the movie. My mom and dad was sitting behind me. When I looked at the TV one time, it went to snow. You know that and all that white noise sound. Okay, bam, it did that. I looked back at my mom and dad. It's like they were still watching TV. I looked down in the hallway. It was I don't know if it was really a lightning storm going on or anything, but a light flashed in the hallway, and I saw a figure crouching in the hallway. But it had horns on it. It had red eyes. I looked at it, looked back at my mom and dad, like, is these niggas seeing this shit? I'm a jit now. I'm like, I gotta be at least 5, 6 years old, 7 maybe. Cause we in Kentucky. My brother was born. He's 2 years under me, so he was just born. So I take that back. I wasn't even that old. I was about like 5, 4. So I look back at my mom and dad, and I look back at the TV. It's still in snow. And I look back at the hallway. The nigga still sitting there like I ain't even bust a move yet. He's still sitting there just looking at me. I'm like, look at this nigga. I really didn't know how to take it back then, but I'm as a kid looking at this nigga down the hallway like, that motherfucker really sitting there. Now fast forward to me being in Orlando. I go to jail. I do my first like little like 6-month sentence or whatever. But I'm sitting in a room in a dorm in my room, and it's a 3-man cell. One bunk on the wall ain't got nothing underneath it. The other 2 bunks is a bunk bed. The one on the wall that didn't have a bunk under it, bro, this motherfucker in my room again. But you know how you get that feeling like something holding you down while you're awake,
Mm-hmm.
or you can't breathe and shit. That nigga was doing that shit to me while I'm looking at him, but he was sitting on the other bed over there. I'm like, oh hell. So I had a whole gin in my room. Literally, I just thought about it. That's a gin, ain't it?
No, that's the gene. The interpretation of the gene is totally misinterpreted, misrepresented, based
Uh-huh.
on the doctrines and belief system of Muslims.
Oh, so I'm so tired. But go ahead. But go ahead though. So what was I do? What could you? What do you feel like I was looking at? Because it keep coming around me,
Yeah, it's called
and
a
I have a lot of people that walk around me and they say they see things standing by me. Not one thing. They see things standing by me,
yeah.
and they don't even want to come around me sometimes.
That what you
Not on a
describing
bad
is
thing, like on my guardian type thing. Not on a bad stuff, but like on a guardian thing.
yeah. You describing was commonly referred to as a familiar or familiar spirit, and they come to do a service on your behalf, but they can't do nothing until you give them instructions.
Ah, understood.
And
So my mama Jamaican.
you can only
So
give them instructions when you learn how to work the magic circle. They can't hear you until you open the magic circle.
which would be that thing the circle with the pentagram in it. Would I have to do? Is that what you mean, or something else?
That's it. That's the pentagram of Solomon.
Uh, I know it's a pentagram, so I know it ain't nothing bad. I know they plagiarize a lot of our stuff, but I'm just making sure that's what you meant. I just making sure.
I learned mine from a guy named Lion Milo Duquette.
Okay, now if I do one, do I do it right side up or upside down?
You have listen. You
When
have to
my
write.
face is facing, do my face point toward the top point of the star, or do it face toward the bottom, making it a Baphomet type thing?
Listen.
When I do that, go
when
ahead.
you first have to learn what you're doing first before you do it. Once you learn about the magic circle, how it works, how to activate the energy, you're gonna know that part.
Okay, gotcha. A lot of things I do now, I do notice listening to you. I'm gonna give some of the. I said what I said at first when I asked that question about the conscious community, but I have learned a whole fucking heap from y'all, bro. Y'all have unlocked so much in me, bro. Like, to the point I handle it, bro. The people be watching me handle the police and other oppressive figures, and they just be looking at me like they be thinking I'm the police. Cause I be doing them like, bro, how am I handling the police and I'm the police? That is weird, bro. I just don't play with their head because I know what's going on now. And that I ain't going for it. I'm old blood, bitch. So you know I'm tired of Mama Earth. And bitch, we ain't having that. I'm sorry for the cussing on Facebook and YouTube and all that. I hope y'all don't do nothing but dog raw about this because I'm gonna give y'all smoke. Don't mess with him because of me. I'm just saying, but anyway.
You know, I don't believe in being politically correct when the politics is all wrong.
I know. I ain't have a chance to roll up before I got on the phone with you. I didn't think I was gonna catch you. I just grabbed a black right quick. But yeah, you know, I be talking to you and I ain't never really asked you no real question like that. But I did have a good question for you. I ain't want to come on here and just be like I usually do, just be getting on your nerves a little bit. I ain't want to get on your nerves a little bit today. I came with a little question. But that first question, I've been thinking about that and I've been trying to text you in comments and ask you that question. I texted on Young Elder before. Okay, bam. Another thing just came to my mind. Yo, I have so many questions to ask you because a lot of the things you talking about when you was breaking down the werewolf tribe or the werewolves and you was breaking down the vampires, I have a lot of, I don't know, have you ever, what do you think about the the werewolf apocalypse folk, like Dungeons and Dragons? How real is that Dungeons and Dragons game compared to the reality of what was really going on and what entities exist that's in that game? Because a lot of those entities exist, and I'm noticing they're talking about them a lot more, and I know they come out of Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm like, y'all acting like this is just a game, though, you know?
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so if I tell you something about that game, I'll be making it up as I go.
All right. I'm gonna do it like this: the werewolf apocalypse. Remember how you were talking about the people that wore the wool, wore the pelt? Okay. Now,
they
could there
told the
possibly
story
have?
in Twilight, the movie Twilight.
Yeah, I heard you talk about that last time we talked about it.
Yeah, they just changed all of the faces to pale faces, but it's the same story. Some European blood sucking niggas came over here and the niggas that
So
was wearing the wolf belt was
bam,
fighting.
that right there, what you just said, OG. The blood sucking vampire. Did they come from over the ice walls?
No, they came from right over there where Vlad the Impaler from. It was a Moorish stronghold. Vlad the Impaler
Okay,
wasn't a pale face. He darker than me.
I I know that much. I know that much. Ooh, speaking of Vlad the Impaler, that armor he wore, that red dragon armor. Speaking of knights and those armors, were they harnessing atmospheric energy in those swords like Excalibur and stuff like that with free energy back in the days through a Tartarian and all that?
Not from the armor they was wearing, but they was harnessing free energy all the way up until that last Anunnaki war. We haven't used free energy in a couple thousand years now.
Okay,
Not
so
globally.
how many of our Catholic, how many of these buildings do you think they took all the free energy off these like Catholic cathedrals and all that stuff already?
They scrapped out all the copper. Greedy son of a bitches.
And then they had us goddamn going and stealing AC vents and shit, taking the copper out, bringing it to them.
Yeah, then we had a lot of them had either gold. They had gold and silver dip orbs that sit on top of the buildings that they melted all that shit down.
Did I tell you about the time I had? Go ahead, do it.
Yeah,
What you say? What you were saying?
one of them orbs could have been 500 pounds easy.
Really?
In gold or silver, pure. No, none of that old 10 karat shit. We talking 24 karat gold.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. One of my homeboys, he worked at Levi's, right? He found a pendant, and it's like somebody gave him the right to go through their jewelry and get something what he wanted. The man grabbed a pendant and showed it to me today, bro. Why I got the Mayan sun symbol all over with all type of hieroglyphs around it. I'm like, bro, where did you find? And it's pure silver. And he's a moon baby, so he's like, bro, this. I'm like, bro, that's your ancestors calling you, bro. They just brought that to you out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, that happened to us around this time. A lot of people get mysterious gifts, and many of them either discard them because they look at it as something trivial.
Hold on, Rod. Hold on. Let me
voice every single day,
I got you on every day out here on the street, bro.
Jesus, bro. I hear your voice
don't
every
put that on Jesus.
single
Boy,
day.
don't do that.
For
Rod,
real.
don't do that, boy. I'm talking about Jesus. Boy, don't do that. We like that over here.
Man, I hear this man's voice every day. When you said something just then, I was like, bruh, is that bruh?
He like, yeah. hey, Rod, you in the going crazy. You don't even know I got you out here like
hey, bro.
every day.
I hear your voice every day, bro.
I made sure
and you talk that shit.
They love you out here, dog. People come to the bus stop where I sit at. I'm at the bus stop right now, chat. I'm on the block right now. This man get listened to every day because I don't play.
Bro, we listen to you every day, bro.
And I make sure they hear the right shit. Not every, I make pretty much everything you say be A1 because I be telling them shit. Then you come on. Yes, this is Rod. This is him. This Chief Pontiac.
When I heard his voice, I was like, damn, they gotta be bruh.
You're a celebrity, bro. I got him on Americana Boulevard. Like, where Rod at?
Hey, bro,
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Bro, hey,
listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. If I had any ego left, that motherfucker be soup right now.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I listen to you every single day, bro. With
One thing about it, two things for sure, Uncle Rod. I got you, bro. I got you.
So
you got old
what city y'all in? Hey, what city y'all in?
I'm in Orlando, Florida, bro, on Americana Boulevard, Texas Ave. We on the block. We on Americana with 3 Ks. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
We outside.
That was ground zero of the motherfucking Gullah Wars.
That's why I knew it. I fucking knew it. Bro, all right, watch this. Let me break down this motherfucking goddamn esoteric shit on this block. We're on Americana Boulevard. Americana means cornerstone, right? Okay, I did this digging already. 5400 blocks. Zeros don't exist. 5 plus 4 is 9. We're on a 9. We're at an intersection. The intersection, when you turn it sideways, turns into an X from a T. That marks the spot for treasure, don't it? Okay, look what you just told me. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. That right there, what you just told me, this is a zero, mark 0 for one of the wars.
Ground zero of the Gullah War. And we had all those tribes. This is how they went backdoored us with the Lewis and Clark expedition. Remember, we coming as far away north as Alaska and Canada.
Uh-huh.
We going south, and then we traveling east. This is why
Facts.
they keep trying to make y'all think we live in teepees. Those was campsites. Those was not the house. That
Facts.
wasn't that,
I
that
know that
wasn't
already.
home. We was traveling to war.
Uh-huh.
And when we went south and east, Lewis and Clark went north and west, so that they can come behind us and declare
So
all of the
Lois and Clark,
captains.
like Superman, like the TV show Superman and Lois and Clark,
Nah,
because you're gonna make me go watch that all over again.
Lewis and Clark is when they was explorers or what they called them back then, surveyors
Grandma.
for the American government.
So that's what Superman was, a surveyor.
No, Superman Kal-El. Kali is Kali Ma. Superman is concealing the power of the Great Mother.
Really? Really?
Right. Her name is Kali Ma, but they call her Kali El.
But see, I know who Kali Ma is, but I ain't
Yeah, that's why they call him Kal-El.
Hey, bro, I'm
They
subscribing to
call
you
him
tonight.
Kal-El.
he's
Listen,
serious
they call it.
I was waiting for me to talk to you.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm
all you gotta do is inbox me.
phone.
You hear me, Rob?
But look,
Oh, can't see your face, but it's cool though. We still talking, baby. Ain't nothing stopping that. But yeah, though, I don't
yeah,
know. They might not like the questions I'm asking. You know, I'm very, very, very much traversing this stuff y'all be
man,
teaching on here.
I don't give a fuck what them people like.
I don't either. That's why I fuck with
If
you,
you
Uncle
ask
Ron.
the question, I'm gonna give you answers best of my ability.
Okay, so the Over the Ice Walls is a fiction. So the land of the Anakim, you know what I'm saying? So that's not, you know, that's not. So where the Anakim come from?
That's the Anunnaki. That's just another name from a similar language. They
Bam,
also,
I got you. The Anunnaki thing, the Anu
Mhm.
word. When you said some on one of the things, the Anasazi, how the Ani word is really Anu. So the
Mhm.
Anasazi people of America is really tied to the bloodline of Anu.
Right. So they tied to the royal families of the Anunnaki, and this is why the
Oh,
name. All Anunnakis see the Anu seat as the high seat. So you
really?
look at the 12 tribes of the Earth tribes, the 12 daughters of Isis. Isis make 13.
Yeah.
Each one of them got a family in their respective territories. They need husbands now. This is why when you look at the human diversity, the haplogroup of the Y chromosome is what tells you the father line, and the mitochondrial lineage is an unbreakable lineage to the first mother. So it don't matter what bloodline they come from, the women gonna trace back to one woman.
Facts.
They call her primordial Eve.
Primordial Eve.
Yeah.
I be talking. I ain't gonna lie. I be talking to Lilith. I've never talked to Eve. I be saying little things to Lilith. I say things to Tiamat. I say things,
Lilith is the
to.
dark mother.
I know.
Lilith is another name for Kalima.
Really?
Yes, same energy. She's in Egypt. She's Sekhmet.
I talked to Sekhmet. I talked to Sekhmet earlier. I've never talked to Sekhmet, but I heard you say something earlier, and I just went to talking to Sekhmet for no reason. And I actually felt something come over my crown when I said something about Sekhmet, because it's like I be feeding off her energy when these oppressors be playing. It's like I feed right off her energy and get right on their neck. Them people be tucking their tail and sliding, boy. I don't play with them people. The Chevron deference overturned. What y'all doing here? Why y'all over here? Who y'all is? Or who you? I ain't African American, that's for sure. I'm a whole Indian, but I'm an Arawak and goddamn the whole Iroquois Confederation. My bloodline run through all that. So what do y'all really want to do? See, I done did a lot of digging.
You ain't got
Off
to
of what
listen.
y'all said, the things y'all been saying, I've been doing a lot. Like I told you, my last name Taylor. Remember you were talking about the Taylor priesthood?
Yeah,
I was like, that's why our family dresses so nice. That
yeah,
Taylor gang thing
yeah,
Khalifa came up with.
yeah.
I was like, dang, we got that's all like our family crest. We're tailor made. That's our family crest. My grandma had 22 kids. You feel what I'm saying? My grandma come from a them bloodline where they were doing all that back then. Had what you call the second wife thing? Like had a housewife and you had you know what I'm saying, the real, like I forgot how they say it.
Concubines.
Huh?
About the concubines or the harem.
Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah. My granddaddy's name was Lucius. His son name was Lucius. His son name was Lucius. I'm like, where all these Lucifers coming from?
The ones that carrying the light. See, that's
Oh, okay.
right. That's the same as naming your boy Sonny Boy.
All right. Now, this is what my dad did, right? My dad had me, right? I was a junior. I'm a junior still, but he changed his name from what mine was to JD. He just gave himself initials. What do you think that was? What you think that was about? Like
You gotta ask him. He can tell you better than me.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. I was just saying if it was a spiritual aspect to it. I can
It's
actually.
always, when the name change, it's always tied to some kind of spiritual change in the individual's life. We don't change our name just to be changing our name. We changing our name to represent our new development and our new path that we pursue.
He made room. He made room for me spiritually. I think I thought about that a lot. But yeah, I kind of got, because he Army. He been in the Army since he left out of high school. Back in the days and shit. Out of orange groves and the watermelon tossing fields and shit like that.
Yeah.
So he kind of, I told him, I had to tell him, I'm like, Dad, I know they broke your mind. A lot of the things that I'm saying, I know you took an oath, so you won't be able to elaborate on certain things. But don't tell me you already knew what I'm telling you. And I'm like, why you didn't tell me?
Listen, if he's in the Masonic order and he's under an oath, it's his blood son asking for the truth. He have to tell it to him. It's the only way to get it. It's the only way around their contract.
Really? Okay. So it can't be nobody else, but it could be the first one.
Any one of his children that's birthed from his loins, ask him a question and he know the truth, he got to tell y'all.
Really? Okay.
He can't mislead his own family. He can only mislead outsiders, people that's not in his immediate family. He can tell your cousin and your auntie a bald-faced fucking lie, but he can't tell his children or his wife a bald-faced lie. He's not permitted to.
Got you.
That's how you keep him upright.
All right. Check this out, right? I'm going to throw this at you right quick, right? All right. I've been doing my thing, in the streets or whatever. But the mother of my child, I ain't going to call her my baby mama. I'm calling her the mother of my child, is coming down here to take me out. Basically, she told me I've been out here too long. I need to go get some rest. Even though I know what she mean, I don't really need no rest, but I know what she mean, though. Like, you feel me? And it's like, okay, bam. I got my sister named Jasmine, the mother of my child named Jasmine, and the one I talked to named Jasmine. What does that mean, bro? That's 3 Jasmines, bro, and them flowers. So what does that mean?
You got your
if you could
flowers.
tell.
Listen, you ever hear somebody say, "Give me my flowers while I'm living"?
Say again.
You ever hear somebody say, "Give me my flowers while I'm living"?
No, I've never heard that. I'll take that back.
So
No.
the term is representative of people send flowers to the dead. And that's something my mom used to always say too. She said, "I don't want flowers when I'm dead. I want my flowers when I'm living. I know how to make them grow."
Oh my God, I just caught on what you're saying, bro.
You ain't
I'm getting them right now while I'm out.
Yeah, you don't gotta wait till you die. I got a niece named Jasmine too.
That's crazy. And I fought with you real hard. That's